What's going on, guys? If you're watching this video right now, and you probably watched a few Lakers games this year, I would guess, and you probably watched a few of those, or maybe all of those, on national television. Now, I don't know what they say on these Lakers local broadcasts, but on these national television broadcasts, these dudes just can't help themselves every time this man does anything. When he is healthy, when Anthony Davis is healthy, top 5 player, no debate. Oh man, it's a tale that's as old as time. I've heard this all year. I swear on every single broadcast, they have to say this. It's like a cue card. They got it in the script. He does some good things. He has some great games. And he's had some great games on national TV. Obviously, he has the off games. He is AD, alternate days, Anthony Davis. But man, it's like these guys just forget how many great players are in the league right now. It's like these guys forget that Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, even his teammate LeBron James. Like, these guys are all still basketball players. Just because Anthony Davis sits out every 2 games doesn't mean that he's going to be better than all those guys or one of those guys. Listen, Anthony Davis, he's healthy right now. Is he still injured? Because this top 5 when healthy player that is definitely healthy right now just dropped a cool 13 points last night after scoring literally 12 points every single other game. The game log does not lie. It's actually ridiculous at this point. I bet his under last night because I knew exactly how this thing goes. And you better believe I'm betting his over next game because this is just ridiculous. The Warriors playing a little chess. Yeah, Kevon Looney might have been a little sick, whatever. Steve Kerr could have started him if he wanted. He could have played him limited minutes in a starting role. But no, he knows what he's doing. He's a little madman, magician, psycho guy throwing the corpse of Javonte Green at the 5, and boom, changes everything. Space the floor out. Even if this guy, he misses his first couple shots, he looks like he needs to retire. Just go play golf. But he found the range eventually. He still makes guys guard him, and the Warriors, they couldn't really miss from 3 last night. You know they're going to stick to their identity even after they missed about 100 threes in game 1. You come out, you be who you are. There's a reason you're the Golden State Warriors, and they have built this dynasty around Steph Curry, around the 3-point shot, and Draymond Green in the middle of everything, just feeding guys all night. Pause. It was their night. This thing was over in the 3rd quarter, but man, it's going to be fantastic to see how this thing ends. I'm going to get to what I think is going to happen. I picked the Warriors to win this series just because of that established continuity, that identity. We know who these guys are, regardless of the turbulent regular season they may have had. It's the playoffs, and they just do not lose in the Western Conference. It takes a lot to take down a healthy, a full stacked Golden State Warriors team, and that's exactly what this is. But Anthony Davis, to summarize last night, it's what we see all the time. I mean, it wasn't even like he was seeing crazy coverages because I did think the Warriors were going to throw some absolute wild stuff at him, just make him get rid of the ball really early, just make other guys beat them. But Anthony Davis got some pretty cool looks coming off the pick and roll. He's got guys that can feed him in that 5 to 7 foot range. These little floating shots going towards the basket, usually money. He misses his first couple, and he's just shooting jumpers the rest of the night, and he can't hit those either. There's no forcing his way to the rim, to the foul line, or anything like that. The sense of urgency was just pretty much non-existent after he gets out of his rhythm. Always been my problem with Anthony Davis in general. It feels like he can just get taken out of a game. He'll take himself out of a game. He's not always playing hard. His motor sometimes, for the level of talent, you see him at his peak when he's locked in, when he wants the ball every possession, but he's just not demanding the ball. He's not finding different ways to get to the rim and affect the game inside, regardless of how amazing of a rim protector, and the guy has been the best defender in the playoffs so far this year. I'm telling you, the Warriors, he put the fear of God in those guards last game. Nobody wanted any parts of him driving the lane, getting to the basket. That's why they were chucking up all those garbage shots, which it's what the Warriors will do. This is a 3-point shooting team. They hit those 3-point looks in order to establish a driving game. But with AD in the paint, it's a really hard thing to do. So you got to get Looney out of there. You got to make AD at least be somewhere on the perimeter, not always under the basket. And the Lakers last night on the defensive end, they decided that they were going to make anybody but Steph Curry beat them. A lot of blitzing, a lot of forcing the ball out of his hands, and just a lot of wide open looks for the other guys. Klay Thompson, by the way, not really a guy you can just leave open. And the Warriors, I think this is exactly what they wanted because Curry has no problem being a passer. Draymond in the middle of the floor, they know what to do. You got the floor space. Somebody's always open. and you just can't win, especially in that building, playing defense like that. So going forward in this series, me personally, I'm usually an advocate for layups over threes if you're gonna pick one. Consistent fashion of scoring the basketball. Obviously, you need balance just to win any playoff series, to advance to be a championship team. You need to be able to score everywhere on the court. In that first game, the Warriors got nothing inside. They got no foul calls. Why did they get no foul calls? Was it because it was rigged? No, it was because they didn't want any parts of AD. They didn't want to take a layup. They wanted to chuck up bad threes. They wanted to be the Warriors, and they failed. Almost won still. But you need a level of scoring balance, and the Lakers don't have enough three-point shooting. And so not only that is the reason why I'm picking Golden State to win this series and why I picked them before this series, but just also because of the experience advantage. The Lakers have a fantastic squad. This is a great team. This is one of the best supporting casts LeBron has had in a long time, but this team just got made like a couple months ago. I mean, this is a completely different team than we saw at the beginning of the year for the Lakers. Yes, they've been playing great basketball, but it takes more than just a month to establish a championship team, especially when you're going up against a team that has been together for years. You know what they say, the playoffs, it's a game of adjustments. And Steve Kerr, he knows how to do that. The Warriors know how to counter. And the Lakers, when they have to play in ways that they're not used to playing, it's going to get scary for them. Now, they might just take game 3. Probably, I mean, we're going to see a big Anthony Davis game, no question. You already know how that goes, but that pathetic Road Warriors team we saw all year, I'm afraid that may be a thing of a past. We saw how they took care of business in the previous series against a really impressive Sacramento Kings team. They won Game 5 and Game 7 on the road, which they weren't capable of doing all year. I don't know if they won 2 road games in a row all year. So I'm going to say Warriors in 6. Just trust Steve Kerr and this Warriors core too much. But what a series is shaping up to be. Got to see more of LeBron getting to the basket, and that's probably the biggest issue with this series. AD is not consistent, and because of that, they're not going to win this series because they need him to be the best player on the floor, with LeBron going up against just a terrific defender in Andrew Wiggins, and also not with that same ability to get to the basket, put pressure on the rim. You're seeing way more jumpers, and he can knock down those time to time, but if you want LeBron to be your best player on the court, he's got to be getting to the basket. He's got to be getting to the foul line, being a playmaker, just dismantling a defense, and we really haven't seen that yet. So let me know what you guys think about this series. It's definitely shaping up to be a banger game 3. I'm out. Hope y'all are doing well. Peace.